Hi guys, this is Vishal here from Trapcode. So in this video we will understand how to use Typesense in Trapcode. So Typesense is kind of Elasticsearch and Algolia alternative which is used for searching of data, right? So let's say if you have hundreds of thousands of records or even millions of records and you want to search, do a fast search in the data. So Typesense is a perfect tool to this. And in Trapcode, we have native integration of Typesense where you can basically search across millions of records without any issue, without compromising on speed and quality. So let's see how Typesense can be integrated in your project, right? So let's say I have a list of employees and I want to search on this list of employees using Typesense, right? So that one is regular search where we directly search in the database, but that goes slow if you have like hundreds of thousands of record or millions of record. But Typesense is more like Elasticsearch alternative or Algolia alternative where searches are very faster, right? So let's see how that can be done. So for Typesense, we go and install a plugin. So we have a plugin for Typesense. Like just search for Typesense. So Typesense plugin is here, we install it. So by default, we have a Typesense server running on Trapcode. So with the configuration are default, but let's say if you are using some third party or you are hosting it yourself, so you can basically change the setting to your settings. Or if you have some API key where you're hosting some self-host or like some hosting service, then you can use this API key. But if you want to use Typesense provided by Trapcode by default, then you don't have to do anything here. You can just go and click install plugin. So it will basically add the capability of Typesense in the project. It will also give option to do a search, provide a component. Then it will also help you do the mapping that in what fields you want to search so that the data get indexed, and it will also add a couple of events where you can basically index, reindex, delete indexing, do all those things, and we'll see in a while. Okay, I'll check proceed. So the plugin get installed. Now let's go to the collection. First we'll see the collection, then we'll see the component, and then we'll see the events, right? So here if I go to the configuration, I can see this option mapping, Typesense mapping. So here it is saying me that this is a mapping where we are mapping fields from a collection to Typesense collection, right? And only the fields where I want search to happen, we should be only mapping those fields, right? So that if you're searching something and you don't want it to look in a specific field, then don't map it, right? So here, let's say I want to search on the basis of name, maybe email, date of joining, right? So I will just map these three fields. A company I don't want, and updated by created, I don't want to search using these fields. But let's say in your use case, you want to search by ID, let's say, or maybe you want to search by created by, then you can map these fields, or you have more fields which you can map, right? Priority, just like some parameter that, okay, what is the priority you want for this particular field in search. So you can give whatever priority you want and then click save, right? So first it will reindex the data and it will basically add the mapping. So the mapping is done. So now let's go and create a page for Typesense search. So, or let's say we can do it on home page, right? I'll just remove all this. Now let's say I want the capability of Typesense to appear here, right? So what I'll do, I'll search for a search component, which is a Typesense, right? So Typesense search, I'll paste it here. So this is a UI. Now let's go to the setting. So this is important, and this is these are all the settings. So very first is collection. Then for this particular component which you dropped on this page, from which collection data should come. So I'll choose employee collection. Here you can see it is only showing me employee collection, although I have several collections in my project, because we have enabled Typesense only for this collection. And how we know it? Because we went ahead and did a mapping that these are the fields that needs to be mapped. So as soon as you do a mapping, it activates that this collection is now available for search in Typesense, right? So I say employee, then search template, this will look in a bit later, then filter. So this gives you capability that in all what records you want to search, right? So you can search in all items, you can search items which are specific to a tenant, or let's say you have some criteria where let's say you want only a person to be able to search within the department, within their organization, or within a subset of data. So you can granularly control it, right? So like in the data table, you can show specific data for that person. Similar thing, you while doing a search, you can bind the filter then it will only bring the results for that user which are within that parameters, right? So this way you can narrow down, and the person should only be seeing, like, will only see what they should be seeing, right? So this is a very good use case where, let's say you are building a multi-tenant application that each tenant, when they are searching, will only see the data of their tenant. For now, I'll just say all items, page, that on which page this component is. So it's on home page. Okay, page redirection, do I want to redirect? No. So all these are optional. Basically, let's say you have shown something and you want person to click on it and should be taken to redirect to some other page on the basis of the search result. So you can do this, but for now I'll just leave it. So these are all optional. Okay, whether you want to open it in same tab or a new tab, optional. Search by default, again this is optional, that which field you want to search by. Okay, we already given the mapping. Sort by, sort order, ascending, descending, leave. Okay, results, how many results you want to display on a page. Okay, view type, list and grid. So this is important. For now we'll just choose list. Grid we'll come back. So for that we'll need to create template, that how you want the results to look like. As of now we are saying just show it in a form of list. That's all. I'll just click save. I'll publish these changes and open the page. As of now, the search results are not coming because we have not indexed them yet, right? So we need to do indexing the very first time when we have installed the plugin. But after that, when the data is getting created, dynamic data is getting created, it will automatically get reindexed. Since the data was created before the plugin is installed, so we need to reindex it, right? So for that, what we do, we go and create an event for data indexing. Okay, and we'll just call that event. So you don't have to do it all the time. We just need to do when the very first time you are enabling Typesense Search for any collection, right? Click create. Now we go and activate this event. So Typesense Search, reindex data for Typesense collection. Okay, and then we click employee collection, success, error. Same way, let's say we want to delete the indexing, then we can choose this event, delete Typesense collection. So this will delete whatever records are there which are already indexed. So let's say you have indexed a collection and you want to add more fields, or you want to remove couple of columns from that index collection. So just delete the indexing and then reindex it again, right? So now what I'll do, I'll go to my home page and create a button just to call this reindexing. So here, go to the components. Let's say I'll add a button. Maybe let's put it somewhere here. Instead of submit, we'll make it to button and then bind the event. Event is just index employee data. Okay, and button name will be employees. Okay, that's all. I'll publish those changes. Come back here. I'll say index employees. It has shown me some success message. Okay, now let's search. Okay, so it is actually searching, but it is trying to show UUID, which is not there. So let me remove this button for now, and let's go to the settings and see what field we want to display. Publish those changes. Okay, let's see what data we have. So we have David, Emily, Alice. I'll reload the page because we have removed this button. It's no longer needed. David, right? So 2 persons are coming up, right? So this is basically showing the data, but it's trying to show the UUID, which is not there. Okay, but let's see why we need a template. Okay, instead of list, let me just change it. Maybe there's a default setting. Okay, so it is searching. Now let's say instead of this text, I want to display some nice looking UI or some card. So let's see how that can be done. So for that, what we do, we go to templates. So I'll go to some custom settings. So we go to templates and let's create this Typesense Search template. So this is basically the UI of that card, because previously you've seen we were getting that ID, and since we have not indexed ID, so it was not showing something there. It's a bug. Okay, now let's say we want to display some nice cards here. So what we'll do, we'll say click this template and let's say call it employee data, and the employee collection is there because that is the only thing which we have binded. Now let's say I want to build some cards, okay, and then I can do this. So let's say I want to display the name of the employee as a name in the name field. Okay, and here you're seeing we are only getting these 3 fields because these are the only 3 fields which are indexed. Okay, and then say email field, say date of joining, let's say I want it bold. You want to add some design, okay, or maybe I want to display it in this format, number format or bullet or whatever, right? So there are a lot of options out there, so you can basically use them, right? And let's say I want to change the font. Instead of 14 I want to make it 16. Okay, I want to change font to this. So all those changes I can do, and I'm creating a template, right? So we'll see what is the purpose of this template. So I'll just save this. Now I go back to my page, right? So I've created a template which is employee data, and I go back to my page. So in the setting, now here view type, I can choose card, and as soon as I choose card, it is asking me that which card I want to display, right? So first of all, it is asking me the number of records which I want to show. So I can have 1, 2, 3 like a grid, or I can have 1 record in a row. So let's say I'll keep it 3 for now. And in the template, I can choose that which template I want to display. I want to display the employee data. Okay, click save and I click publish. So this will basically display cards, 3 cards in a row, right? I'll go here, reload the page. So let's say previously we were searching David. Now let me search David. So you can see it is showing me card, 1 card, 2 card, and you can have a number of cards. Let's search for other employee. Let's say James. Okay. There's only 1 James. Emily, there are 2 employee. Okay, let's search for something else. Let's say Noah. Okay, only 1 employee with name Noah. Okay, let's search from date of birth, email. So a lot of employees because everyone has @ right? Example. Okay, only 3 people have example, and no result found, right? So this way it is showing 3 cards. Now let's say I don't want to show 3 cards, I want to show 1 record in a row. So here I can change, instead of 3 I can change 1. Okay, or I can change it to, I can change it to 5, right? And then go and publish the changes. So here if I reload, if I search for Emily, it is showing me 1 at a time, right? If I give @ because so here it is showing me 1 at a time, right? So similarly I can add links. I can basically let's say on the click of this thing I want them redirect, so I can choose a page that where which collection and which page and which ID. So the ID field is not coming because we have not mapped it in the collection. So if you want to redirect, it's better to map it in the Typesense collection so that that field starts appearing here. So this way you can basically build a very powerful search in Trapcode where you can search across millions of records without any issues. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.